CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
I think we played as good a cricket as we've played over the past few months. I think our batters deserve a lot of credit being able to make the runs they did on quite a tough batting wicket. And then our execution with the ball in the second innings especially I thought was a lot better than the first innings. I think obviously Mitch was outstanding once again, but I think we were a little bit short with the ball in the first innings, and then I think we executed very well in the second dig. But a lot of credit has to go to our batters. That was quite a nasty wicket, to be honest, and I would have hated to see any team have to bat on that on day 5. So fortunately, a nice toss to lose.
Was it an improvement to do it away from home, though?
Yeah, look, I said once we left, when we departed for Australia, that the greatest challenge this team faces right now is having success away from home. I think we're quite comfortable playing in our own backyard with our home fans, right behind us, and everybody knowing the conditions and knowing the weather, knowing the pitches you're playing on. It's extremely hard to have success away from home, and I think all countries have experienced it over the past couple of years, but this team especially has found it tough away from home, so that's why this series is such a great challenge for us. And we know you're playing the #1 team in the world. The only way you beat them is to be at your best all day, every day, throughout 3 test matches, and we've started well over the first 4 days. But we know we've got a lot of work to do. I think we believe we can get better too. I think our execution, both with bat, ball, we believe there's areas we can get better. So that's a positive sign for this team.
Mitchell, how close to perfect was this display for you in this test?
I said to Michael after the first innings that there was definitely room for improvement in that second innings. So, look, you're always trying to improve as a player and trying to always get better, and that's what I'm still going to be trying to do throughout the series. So, like Michael said, playing away from home, that's where you really can test yourself, and we're up against the #1 side. So, I think that's good motivation for us. Just keep getting better. So, yeah, I don't think you ever play a perfect game, but it felt pretty good out there today.
Jesse?
Michael, were you proud of the team's fielding effort, and you see things like Stabka being 9 down and Chris Rowe just diving to, just say the boundary is sort of an example of how driven your team is at the moment?
I think the 2 things that we've spoken about, well, I've certainly addressed to the group a number of times, is attitude and hunger. I think our attitude at the moment is outstanding. We're finding ways to get back into the game. We're finding ways to run with momentum when we have it. And a great example of the hunger of the boys is, the way Shaun Marsh walked out and batted in that second innings after scoring 148. I think he scored in the first dig. He still started his innings like he was on 0, like he did in the first dig. He wanted to make another big score and contribute. I think you see it in somebody like Alex Doolan in that second innings on. I don't think he'll have or play a tougher innings than that through his career. You're playing against a fantastic bowling attack, as good as an attacker, if not the best attack that I've played against in my career, on a wicket that was going up and down. To be able to play like that on debut, he deserves a lot of credit. So I think you see it in my teammates' eyes at the moment. They are so hungry for success. They know how great a challenge we have in front of us, and I can't fault their attitude at all. Not bad, is he? I think he might keep his job there for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation. You take catches like that, you're not going anywhere. But as a fielder, you want to do everything you can to get out of bat pad. 2 outstanding catches. I think our staff deserve a lot of credit for that as well. He's worked exceptionally hard in preparation, knowing that he was going to be fielding at bat pad. I think it's the first time he's done it in his career, so they've worked him extremely hard, and 2 crucial wickets for us.
And with him in sort of batting in the nets again.
Unfortunately, I've got no choice. I've got to face him. I've got to face them all. It's the only way you get better. I think if you can face our bowlers in the nets, you're preparing for whatever's thrown at you in the game, and that's the only way you get better. So, yep, I'll be back in there.
Mitch, congratulations. You got the stats right. I think it's career best test match figures for us. Can you contrast so far? Can you contrast the feelings you must have now? That's an achievement to when you went to South Africa last time and series figures of 3 weeks out of 5?
Well, Well, I haven't really had a chance to reflect yet, but it's definitely better than last time, that's for sure. When you can get wickets like that against great opposition, it's very exciting, and it does make you proud on the inside. And I guess for me though, it's something that I'll be able to look back in when I've finished my career, and like I said, be really proud of that moment. But for now, I just want to keep getting better, and it's only one in the one Test match gone. We've got two to come, and we said it throughout the summer back home that we want to just keep getting better as a team, and for me personally, just want to keep that consistency going, keep bowling in those short spells like Michael's been doing, and just keep that pace up. We bowled really well as a bowling attack today. I was really excited about how we bowled today, and thought we stopped them in their tracks. When you got someone like AB that comes in, the ball's a bit softer, and he really is a class player, and I thought we tied him down really well, and just thought we did a great job.
So how big a part of your success do you think over the last few months has been the fear factor you've been able to generate?
I think it's played a fairly big part, definitely, and especially on wickets that have suited that kind of bowling, like it did out here. Like I said the other day, that we thought something was in that wicket. We saw Mornay get a few to really go through, and it continued on. That's why I think Michael declared as well early this morning. Just saw that there was enough there. So have a look at through the summer. I guess the Gabba wicket was nice and fast and bouncy, but take that away as well. I look at Adelaide, and it wasn't really fast or bouncy at all. But I think what I've learnt over time is I do have that belief, that confidence in myself, and I know what works for me. But I think credit to Michael as well is really bowling me in those short spells, because I'm really enjoying that at the moment.
Christo.
Michael, this is a question coming up.
Thank you. I'll answer it then.
Graham Smith claims that there's no mental scarring really from his side, but I mean, it's difficult to believe that with only 4 or 5 days to go to the next test, the man next to you, sitting next to you, has not really sort of inflicted mental scars on the SA team. Would you agree with that?
I don't know what South Africa are feeling right now. I know there's not one cricket lover around the world that doesn't know that Mitchell Johnson's bowling 150 Ks and executing his skills as good as, probably not as good as, better than any other bowler in the world at the moment. I think every cricket lover, whether you play the game or you watch the game, they've seen it against England. He showed it again here in different conditions. He's bowling fast. He's the fastest bowler in the world at the moment, there's no doubt about it. But he's executing his skills like any other bowler as well. So, it's an amazing skill to be able to bowl fast, but to be able to hit that mark as often as Mitchell is, that's class. That's world class. Again, Mitchell's got the right attitude. He wants to get better. He thinks he can improve. Everybody in this team knows we can get better as a team if we've got the right attitude like that. So, I don't think it'd be fair for me to sit here and try and imagine what South Africa or Graham's thinking. They're the #1 team in the world. They've been extremely successful over a long period of time. They've got a lot of skill in that change room. I'm sure this next test is going to be even tougher than what we've just faced. So, for us, it's about looking at areas where we can improve, looking at some things we've seen in the South African teams where we can exploit a few weaknesses that we think we might have seen. But they're a great team, and they'll come out, nice and tough in PE, and we'll have to beat our best once again.
Rob? Mitch, fast bowlers generally don't enjoy a short turnaround, but are you really looking forward to that fact that only 4 or 5 days before you open again? I mean, would you go out there and want to start the test tomorrow the way that you bowl?
I think it's just something that we've become used to now. Played close to 60 tests, and that's how it's been throughout most of my career, I think. You learn how to look after yourself and get your body right, and I think definitely when you're in this when you're in good form, that you want to keep that rolling on. So I probably found it a little bit difficult through the one-day series against England, just sort of coming in for 2 games and not really getting a good rhythm. So yeah, look, like I said, we'll get ourselves right and then back into it. So.
Right. Michael, obviously that wasn't a very good performance by South Africa. We've seen them play a lot better than that. How much do you think that was due to your own team's performance rather than them just not racing the game?
I'd like to say it's a lot to do with the Australian team's performance. Yeah, they're a world-class team, there's no doubt about it. And like I say, I think conditions, certainly today, played a big factor. I guess that's why, you know, you see me declare after 2.5 overs. That certainly wasn't the plan when we walked out to bat today, but I've seen enough in that wicket in 2.5 overs to think it was going to be quite dangerous to bat on. And Steve Smith was walking out to bat, and I was at the crease, so we were getting off as quickly as we could. Yeah, look, they're a class team. It happens. You know, we all lose games of cricket. It's about how you bounce back. And when you're winning games of cricket, it's about running with momentum for as long as you possibly can. So, assuming that, Port Elizabeth's going to be a really tough test match for both teams.
Michael, can you remember a time, so going back to the Shane Warne race, when you were in a team that involved that looked like it would take a wicket with every ball, which is about seeing up there, and how exciting is that for you as a captain?
I can certainly remember that going back and playing with the likes of Warne and McGrath and Gillespie. You know, we had an amazing attack, extremely skilled bowlers with plenty of experience. And I think we have that in this team now. Yes, it's a completely different team, and I don't think it would be fair at all to compare, you know, that Australian team with this team. We're completely different side. But I think we've got a good mix of youth and experience in this team. I think you look at the 3 fast bowlers that are playing at the moment, have a lot of experience, know their bodies, know the game of cricket quite well, know their strengths and weaknesses. But also in this team at the moment, we've got some young players coming in and stepping up and doing really well, and I think Steve Smith's a great example of that. Davey Warner's in exceptional form once again. So yeah, it's really pleasing to be captaining this team at the moment. There's no doubt about it. But you know, I think as a team, you got to go through some tough times to cherish, you know, what we just cherished through the Australian summer. And when you walk into the change room after today, you see on the blokes' faces how special this victory is. You know, we take nothing for granted in this team. We'll turn up to training in 2 days' time, and it'll be like we haven't bowled a ball yet in this test series, and that's what pleases me most as captain, that I've got a bunch of guys that are willing to do the work and put the time in, no matter how many test matches they've played, no matter how much experience they got. They want to get better, and we want to get back to being the #1 test team in the world, and we're a long way from that at the moment, but it's nice to see us compete against the #1 team and challenge ourselves and see where we sit. And I think the last 4 days we've earned a lot of respect from the people in South Africa by the way we've played.
Last question.
Mitchell, the Hashim Amla's first ball, do you envisage that? Do you picture that, and does it feel like as much of a bullseye as hitting the top of off?
I'm actually interested in this answer.
Yeah, so am I. I don't really know how to answer that, to be honest, but yeah, I mean, it's a plan that I've come over here, worked over in Australia, and like I said, conditions like this suit. It's nice to be able to do that first ball when someone's coming in with the way he plays the game. You saw after that he smacked me for a couple of 4s off the back foot, so obviously didn't affect him too much, but yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say. It's a nice feeling from my point of view as a fast bowler, but it didn't get him out, so it didn't end up affecting him at all.
Thanks very much.
Good answer, Midgie. Thanks, guys. Thanks.